Hi guys, just an update video and about some setups I'm working on, bikepacking setups. House a little bit of a mess because my friend's Pablo's bike is here. He left it just after Australia, so we're just going through all his gear as well. So this video is going to be about what tent I think is the best for bikepacking. Due to value, due to compact size, due to weight, and I've got a few tents, so I think I've got a good enough opinion on it over the last few years. So this is my gear shed. Great thing about bikepacking, you don't take up that much room, you know, solar panels, gadgets, more stuff, electronics, food, dehydrator, I give up on that, guys. I'm not that good at it. I'm using this stuff now. These guys know how to make stuff. Look at this. This is Italian meal, and look at the size, how much it can pack to. That's what I've been looking for a long time when it comes to bikepacking gear, food. Just something really small and compact by Tent Meals, UK company. So it's just all in first aid kits and bits and pieces, gadgets down here, GoPros, connectors, and up there is bikepacking bags by Bike Dude, Fredworks, J-Packs, and Whoa, that's a complete set of bags as well, and Earl bars, new bags, more like a pannier setup. So if you're interested or any questions on bikepacking bags, I've bought about 5 different companies and I can give you my recommendations. Just ask below. So what I'm here to talk about is tents. Okay. Sorry, it's shaking a little bit. I start off with Henderson Hammock, and Henderson Hammock is a very good brand in the sense of bringing hammock into the mainstream. I quickly moved from Henderson Hammock Backpacker hammock to putting one together myself. That was my original idea, to go hammock camping, and I really like it. I've got underquilt, top quilt, Grand Trunk Nano, Cuban fiber tarp, but it's not cheap, guys. When you start with a hammock and then the time you buy Dutch war gear and whoopee slings and everything out there, it really adds up. So then I went to tents, and Snugpack was my first tent. I was looking for something stealth, but the condensation was so bad I used it one night and gave the tent away. Then I went tarp tent. So tarp tent, out the back drying because I'm just cleaning up some gear. It's like just hanging out to dry. Stratosphere, I think it's called Stratus or something like that. Yeah, great tent. Then, because it wasn't freestanding, I switched to MSR freestanding, the Freelight. It isn't freestanding, it's only like semi-freestanding, but it's a good tent. And then I went to some bivy bags, Solo Skip. Very, very light, like 8 ounces or something like that. But the problem is with it is it's not very, if you're 6 feet and broad shoulders, it's too tight of a fit. So that was the biggest complaint from this bivy. And then they brought a new one, the Pro. So when you looked on the reviews, everybody was complaining about how narrow the original was. So you expect the new one to come out and be bigger, you know, make common sense. But they didn't. They, what do you call it, they made the exact same size. Which is stupid, you know. And then bivy bag, Honka XL by Alpine Kit. Great bag, bivy, totally cool, love it. And then my sleep system, free season one is the Pipe Dream by by Alpine Kit. Again, it was between that and Sea to Summit, and Alpine Kit was half the price and the same weight. Actually, the Alpine Kit was lighter. This model was lighter. So, and it was half the price of Sea to Summit one, so I went for that. So, what tent do I think is the best out of them all? Tarp tent, Snugpacks, forget Snugpacks. Tarp tent, MSR. The one I think is the best value for money is Lunar Solar. This tent ticks all the right boxes. Step back and see if you can see it. I set it up in the garden. Got pneumonia at the moment, so I can't get out. And I set it up because I got a winter sleeping bag and a new air pad, and I just want to see how it fits inside. And how much space, and that's one of those Aero bags. So you can easily fit all your panniers in there if you're doing panniers. Camping, cycle touring. So set it up. So what makes this a great tent? First of all, cost. It's $200. Second thing is it's 760 grams. Just a tent. You have to add your pegs and you have to add the carbon pole. You can buy the carbon pole from them as well. I believe about 20 or 30 bucks. So you can see from back here, nice air ventilation. Okay, so they say it's a free season tent, guys, but it's, and there's Google, she sees a fly. Yep, kill a fly, you know. So nice air ventilation, so summertime it's not a problem. Open up at the front. So why do I think this tent's the best? I'd say cost, first of all. Second thing is good air ventilation. Third thing is it can be used in the winter, even though they don't say it can. My friend Sam, if you on Facebook, just join the Scottish Bikepacking page, you will see he's always posting, and he's using this tent for the last year and a half, and he is using it in snow. So I mean, he says no problems in the snow, strong tent, snow comes down, comes straight off, but he also would peg it out like this as well, tie that out. So the main reason I really like it, it's compact, very, very compact. I mean, about 10 inches, less than a foot, I can pack this whole thing down to, and the poles will just go into the frame bag. The main reason I really like it is because even when it's raining, this full curtain thing, what do you see? Nothing. Oh right, yes, you got a new toy. All right, so is when, let me explain. I'll just undo this. Good air ventilation in the summertime, no problem. And undo this one. Takes me a minute to set the tent up, and that's after the third attempt. So if it's pouring down rain, I set this up and the inner stays completely dry because it's a single wall tent. Condensation, I haven't had any problem with condensation with this. So let me explain why this tent, for me, sorry guys, I just one-handed. There it is. Okay. So you see, pouring down rain, storm coming in, and this just slides down perfectly, right? Now, I usually have my bike tied off here, right? The wheel would be tied off here, the other wheel will be tied off here. So my bike will lay right beside my tent. So if somebody moves my bike, tent moves, I wake up. So that's my little security, right? What I love about it compared to my MSR or my other tarp tent, and especially in Snugpack's tent as well, was that when it's raining, pouring down, I set it up like this, I can still see from inside, I can still see my bike. So in the middle of the night when you wake up, right, I don't have to open up the festival to have a look and see if my bike's there, you know, when it's all bottled down, right? I can clearly see my bike. So when you know, if these guys have done a lot of bike packing and you're camping and you wake up and you go, wait a minute, oh, is my bike there, is my bike there? And you gotta get up and you gotta open the festival and check, you know. I can clearly see because it's raised here. And that's really peace of mind. Now, how's it handling the storms? There was a storm about 5 weeks ago, And as soon as I heard the storm once, I went up to the top of the mountain, used their pole system, brought some MSR pegs, I believe, and pegged it down, and no rattling inside because it's single walled. I got a better sleep. So I am actually really impressed with this tent. So some people put it up like this as well, so you can see. So Lunar Solar, for me, at this time, is a great tent, and I highly recommend it, guys. So, I mean, you're going to be able to use it in 4 seasons, even though they say you can't, but it's being used. People are using it in 4 seasons. It's light, 760 grams. I think it's about 40 grams, 50 grams for the carbon pole. Oh, also, if you do order, I put the link in the below. It comes seam sealed or not seam sealed. You have to pay an extra 20 bucks or something like that there. I recommend get them to seam seal it. So this is them seam sealing it. Yeah. Right along. Let's see, focus. Recommend them doing it. The reason why is when I seam sealed my other tarp tent to save a little bit of money, I thought I'd done a good job. When I seen their seam sealing, it's a lot better. It was a lot better. I mean, over 20 bucks, it's definitely worth it. So this is my go-to main tent for bike packing. So if you guys are looking at different tents, as I say, I bought the MSR Freelight. I've got the tarp tent, good company, Henry Shires. But that one is the one that I would definitely take with me any season, anywhere, any trail. Highly recommend them. And all the reason, as I say, the reason I just got this, set this up. Let me just pull this down. Sorry, guys. So, just seeing the clearance with this big hefty sleeping bag. This is a 650 down one. The big Agnes goes down to minus 18 Celsius. And so what I'd have to do with this, this is the long version of the sleeping bag. I will have to pull out these two so the edges don't get wet at all. This is huge sleeping bag. This is like for somebody 6'6". I'm 6 foot, and yeah, so that's why I set it up here. I'll have a look and see how it heads. Just need to pull these out like that. Yeah, plenty of clearance. So yeah, working on my wrist setup. Oh, so Dynahub has just been added to my wrist setup by Sun. The wheel got the wheel completely rebuilt. Why am I switching to Dynahub? I'm using Nog lights, really happy with Nog lights. Been using them for about 10 months. And I was going to use that as part of my race system because just a battery bank, Nog lights, I can charge that light 5-6 times with a battery bank and I will get over 110 hours worth of light from the light. The problem is when I went up to a colder climate, my battery bank by Anchor, also my Nog light itself, which is a battery bank, didn't hold the charge that in cold weather. So the main thing is I was originally going for a battery, what do you call it, bank system. I wasn't going Dynahub. A couple of reasons. I could actually give you a lot of reasons. One, cost. I mean, to get the best one, which is Sun, I mean, you're talking 300 euros. Then get a wheel build. Lucky enough, wheel build in Vietnam cost me $3. So that wasn't too bad. But because this is 150 mil, my fork is 135, right? So I have to replace the fork, which costs more money. And I'm really happy with the Eurobar stem, which gives me suspension. But if I'm going to have to get a fork and pay $300 or $400 for a fork, I mean, here's one I've been testing. Pavel's let me use his fork. This is Loft fork, fat bike fork. It's 150 mils. This is very popular at the moment. It's got no maintenance, and it's just badass looking. You know, it's totally badass looking. So I've been using that for about a month, riding it and get a feel for it. Because as I say, I have to get a new fork. So will I buy a Loft fork after trying it for a month? I won't be. I will be going for trerrian. It's an American company, full shock system one. And the main reason is when you order this fork, it gives you a couple of options, you know, for the suspension, you know, hard or soft or whatever. With the trerrian one, this from American company, it actually lets you adjust it on the trail. Yes, you will have maintenance, but on the trail I can adjust it using a pump. So if you're doing a long distance like Great Divide and one part of the trail is really hard and rugged and you need a bit more suspension, you can do that on the trail. So it's more forcible. Or forcible, is that the right word? Well, it's more something anyway, okay? So for me, the trerrian, and the trerrian's coming in about $625 compared to about 800 bucks. I believe 890 for this one. Yes, I will have maintenance with the trerrian, but I watched the YouTube video and the maintenance isn't as bad as I thought. So, sorry for the shaking off the camera. Been holding this too bloody long. So, I'm waiting for the trerrian fork to come. Bike dude is making me a new custom frame half bag for the race setup, and I'm waiting for some clothes. I'm going high vis on the clothes for the race setup. Once those three things arrive, I'm ready for my bikepacking race setup, and I'll be really happy to finish that one because it's taken me so long. So, and then I'll start working on my winter setup. A winter race setup. I've got the sleeping bag from Big Agnes, and I've got the air pad. So. Basically, I'll get back to tidying the house before the girlfriend gets home. Alright, so I hope that helps. As I say, if you're going to buy a tent this summer and you want to use a good tent and you want to save some money, if I could go back in time, the Lunar Solo is the one I would have bought from day one, you know, and I would have saved myself some money. So, alright guys, have a great one. Don't forget to subscribe. If you've got this far, definitely subscribe. Can't wait to get back out as soon as I get rid of this stupid pneumonia. So, oh, cook sets. Got a question. If anybody's got this far, what does people think of the Jet Boy? What's your opinion on it? I was thinking about adding the Jet Boy here for not for the race system, but general bikepacking system. I am using titanium and alcohol stoves. Pavel does have a Whisper Light, so I've experienced using that. But I'm looking at that Jet Boy. Minnow, I believe it is. So just give us your opinion on it if you think it's worth it. Not cheap, but I mean, it's more for a cycle touring type setup. So, okay guys, thanks very much.